Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 442. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Corey Fonsad.
Pew pew.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners, viewers, to 442 of the Gamecast. We have a lot of cool stuff to talk about tonight with certain new next-gen consoles. We also have some sad news to talk about, and we also have some... That's an abbreviation. It's not real sad news, but yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Sorry,
it's getting sad now, Joe.
Bad joke. Let's get into what we've been up to first, and then we'll talk about the sad. So I haven't really been playing too much. I've been watching stuff, but I'm trying to think of what I played. Not really. I don't really think I can add much to this. Not really, actually, myself. Diablo is my only addition, and I've been playing that, so I hate to talk about too much about that. And I talked to death about that when it was on PlayStation 4 and 3. So Diablo is great. That's all you need to know. Cuphead comes out this week. I'm going to probably buy it. Oh, I held Sekiro in my hand, and I put it back on the shelf. I think Tony...
why don't you red box that or something?
So maybe, but because it was on that... Tony told me about the Target sale.
Yeah.
And I went to Target and I'm like looking at the thing and I'm like, and I think that was about when you messaged about the boss fight. And it was very close. It was very close to that. And I was just like, back on the shelf it goes. And
just red box it, dude. Red box it.
Yeah. I want to play the game because I like the samurai kind of.
Yeah, by the way, if you haven't already, you guys should definitely listen to our Easy Mode podcast.
Yeah,
because that was a good conversation.
It was good. We will have to have we might have to have a part two. We might have to have a part two soon about that.
Yeah, we'll go back to it
because I mean we're doing a lot of movie cast topics tonight. We don't have a game cast topic, but because of the movie cast stuff. But maybe after Avengers wraps up, we do a little bit of a.
Well, after Avengers, I mean, we'll be gearing up towards E3, so
yeah, good time.
It's gonna definitely flip. Avengers is just like this huge, massive thing that's taken over everything.
Yeah,
unless you're Game of Thrones, it's still massive. Game of Thrones, obviously, but yeah, after all that, it's like. Yeah, just put into video game mode. It's interesting because summer is usually movie mode. It's like summer blockbusters. But
no, there's a lot of good stuff, man.
This year's going to be game mode.
As we're getting, I mean, the Switch has some good stuff coming this summer, and it makes me excited because usually it's so quiet. Yeah. For me, the Switch having new releases in the summer is the perfect thing because while I have to work in the summer, I am literally by myself the entire summer, so I can hold my Switch, play the games. Even while getting some work done. Yeah. So it's great. But
I mean, my gaming habits will cease in 5 months because there will be only one game.
Yes, you're going to start camping out in August, so you're good.
I don't need to camp out. They're delivering it to my door.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have to go anywhere, but you still camp out. You'll still camp out.
It's interesting how that's changed.
With kids.
We talk about the movie cast how what's what hasn't existed since the debut of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And it's things have totally changed. People don't really camp out anymore because just deliver. You camp out digitally now. It's damn it, refresh.
Yep.
I mean, the problem now is it's preloaded.
Yeah. Digital delivery. I mean, you don't necessarily need to worry about it.
Was it 12:01 a.m.? It'll be waiting to just.
What was the last game? I'm trying to think what the last game I camped, air quotes, camped out for is. Maybe Halo.
Yeah. That might be it. No,
I mean Halo 3. I mean, because I know I did Halo 2.
You've gone to midnight releases though.
Yeah, I did pick up Destiny 2 at midnight, but it wasn't camping out. I just wait until I just drove in that midnight and got it.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anyways, Corey, what have you been playing?
I mean. It's throwback for me, Borderlands.
You getting? Yeah. Did you get the high res pack? You get the high res pack, or did you get the remastered
edition that they announced?
Okay.
They actually gave them everybody the game for free at PAX, which I intended to that. So they gave Borderlands Game of the Year edition and both the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2 as well.
Oh, you get the whole catalog. Oh, nice. Which you already owned.
Which, except for Tales from Borderlands, you didn't get that. But That was free a bunch of times and super cheap anyway. So what's funny is since I already have the Handsome Collection on Xbox One and PS4, I redeemed those on my computer for Steam.
Nice.
And it actually runs on my Surface. So I can play Borderlands 2 on my Surface if I wanted.
Okay, that's cool.
That's my problem with not PC gaming, but like laptop gaming. Like the requirements are usually higher than what the laptops have now. Like, isn't it?
Well, gaming laptops, so you can get.
But aren't they like
laptops
beasts?
super-
Or are they smaller now? I would
No,
like
they're
something
pretty
sleek.
tiny. The only thing you have
You
to really
can get
worry about
ones
is
if you want to, if you really want to. But I mean, they can be smaller than you would think.
Yeah,
I have to look into
they're
this.
definitely really like. There's some really nice Asus ones.
So I'm looking. I am very soon because this MacBook is, as some of the people who watch this may know. Sometimes I'll miss some camera switches, and it's because my mouse cursor is jumping all over the place, and it's basically based on the software. Because if I'm not running anything, it runs fine.
So what do you think, Jim?
Eventually, I'm going to need to upgrade, and as a previous Windows guy, I'm open to anything.
Well, like the Surface Book 2 has a 1080, 1070, yeah, 1070, and it's got a decent screen. You can absolutely play games on the Surface Book.
See, I think the Switch has gotten me more into being mobile.
You can play Sekiro on that. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. Like seriously, the Switch has gotten me more into being like mobile with my stuff. Like, it's so much better.
I'm gonna have some money coming in for for some stuff, and I was absolutely considering getting an Asus because it's got the 144 refresh
I'm gonna have
rate.
to look into this.
And I don't want a desktop because I don't want to have place for it, and I think the laptop.
That's the problem. It's so much more.
You don't have to worry about a monitor.
Well, plus, I mean, arguably,
it
will only help us as a podcast.
No, absolutely.
So, yeah.
And maybe
look at Tony. Look at Tony's loving this conversation.
This is how it starts.
No, I mean, I was actually talking to some of my coworkers about it last week. It's just like, hey, what are you guys using? And what do you have? And that's why that's how I looked into the Surface Book. I was like, oh, yeah, it's got 1070 and it's pretty nice. But I think the Asus ones you can get a pretty decent.
Yeah,
I want that refresh rate.
They're running 1050s in this one. I just clicked on, but I'm looking. That's cheap. Jesus, I have to look up there. Oh, this one. This is it. Oh, sorry, Tony. Go. Oh, this is interesting. So, what have you been playing?
So I've been playing Sekiro.
Yes. So it's crazy, but how bad is bad?
I mean, I'm still probably in the first third of the game, so it's starting to go a little down in terms of difficulty. So I beat a boss probably within 8 tries today, which sounds like a lot, but for these games, it's not.
No,
there's some bosses in Bloodborne where
I've had a taste of it with Cuphead. So 8 tries is like, if I do that in 8 tries, I'm like,
yeah, I have a coworker who loves the Souls, Bloodborne, that's from software games, and he's obviously loving Sekiro. And I actually asked him about the whole hard difficulty, the easy mode stuff, a little bit. And he's like, well, he can understand the whole thing, but he doesn't see why they should change it, because the idea is you want to play these games and get better at them, and try to beat these bosses and learn the mechanics. And eventually he said with Sekiro it was the hardest to start, but it's been easier as he's gone through it 2 times already. And, he said he felt like it was easier second time around than it was going through Bloodborne again second time around.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that, because the thing is and this is, it's kind of like with RPGs, or anywhere where you have loot or any type of power up, because in the beginning you're limiting your options because you're not going to have that many.
And you're learning the game as you would never been.
Exactly. And most people say as soon as you start your new game plus, I mean, you just demolish the first third of the game with ease.
It's like bowling, Jim.
Yeah.
If you took a break from bowling, when you get back, you're going to be a little rusty. But then once you find the groove,
Yeah, and the thing is, I think if you're going to play any of the different games that are this style, I mean, Sekiro has a lot of good quality of life because there's more save points, they're more frequent. A lot of times they're right before a boss, so you don't have to journey too far. Because Bloodborne and Dark Souls, I mean, there's just some things where it's if you die at a boss, you have to go through a gauntlet.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid
gauntlet of enemies, and it's like, fuck you if you die. You just lost all your souls that you dropped in the boss room. Like, and it's just so infuriating sometimes because you're like, fuck that. But yeah, this I think is the most fair. And like the thing is, the trash mobs aren't as difficult as the Bloodborne or Dark Souls enemies, because like they're straight up Dark Souls and Bloodborne enemies are just like kill you in one hit. It's like, oh, cool, I didn't know that. Now I do. Great, awesome, thanks. But the bosses, can be a little bit trickier because most of them are human or humanoids, where like they're just they're ninjas and samurai and shit. You're just like doing crazy. Like the person I fought today was a female ninja, Kunoichi, and she's just like doing these crazy combos, jumping in the air, throwing kunai, was like, fucking fight me, like just like let me hit you, like come on, stuff like that. So I mean, it's hard, but I haven't fought anything where I'm just like, this is controller breaking inducing, kind of thing. I would put it on the same level of Cuphead in terms of like, I haven't beaten Cuphead yet either. I'll probably get on the Switch so I can do that. But it does seem like it's like, there's what I would say unfair difficulty, where it's just like, it's like the game is just outright trying to punish you. But Sekiro and Cuphead is like, you're trying to teach you like the patterns of the bosses.
Sure.
And,
it's
stuff like
mostly
that.
your fault when something goes wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if you die,
like the game is like making it glitching. The game's not like I'll call it like you're doing everything right, but then the game just fucks you over.
Yeah,
like, that does not happen apparently. Like, that's what my friend said anyway.
Yeah, that's good. And like that's the thing is like like the boss I was fighting earlier today. I had this one amazing run. Like she had 2 phases. First phase, I like almost perfect her. I'm like, yes, like I'm so solid. I have all my health potions for the second phase, and I just like fucked. Like I made a mistake. I got greedy, and I was like, I could get an extra hit off. Nope, and it cost me my life. I was like,
don't get greedy. I know I've read that a lot about this game already. Don't get greedy. Yeah. So I'm kind of ready for it, but I want to try it.
Try it out. Try it out.
Yeah, Redbox didn't happen. So cool. All right, let's get into the news. We have a lot of a small amount, but a lot to talk about with these small amounts. So first of all, I would like to say, I guess, congratulations and goodbye to Reggie, who left yesterday.
Yep.
Was his last day. Reggie, head of Nintendo of America.
Piece of me.
Off to other ventures, or just taking a break from everything?
Probably off to other ventures. It didn't seem like it was a permanent retirement or anything like that. So, no. And he created an official Twitter, which will be.
I saw that, and I was like, okay, maybe he's doing. That's why I was like, is he doing something else? Because I was wondering. Obviously, he's not going to just jump to a new company right off the bat, or announce it. But it'll be interesting to see where he goes. He invented stuffed crust pizza. Is this guy?
The New Yorker.
Oh, he did the New Yorker pizza. And then he ran Nintendo. It's so amazing. So yeah, congratulations to him for being there through the highs and lows, and ending on the highs. So that's good. But like we have a couple of things here with the Xbox. As I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast with the sad news. Today they announced their Xbox One S All Digital Edition. So the obviously abbreviation would be the Xbox SAD. I don't know
how did the marketing team miss this? Like, that's what I want to know.
Honestly, there's been so much flack about the Xbox One.
People are going to talk about this. They're going to keep mentioning our name. This is going to be great.
But like they've done this though. This entire thing of the Xbox One generation, I think their naming has just been horrible. Like they really need to fix this in the next set. I mean, the Xbox One X is an Xbox X, and you have the Xbox Ones, the X Bones. They're just like the X Bone. I mean, that was the big thing for a while. It's just like I feel like they just didn't think about this naming thing at all, and they're still doing it with SAD. I
definitely think that somebody saw it. It was like, oh, well, it's too late now. Maybe people this will like get people to talk about it, or
they could have just done digital edition. Forget the all digital edition. Leave the A out.
SDE.
Yeah, they could have done that.
No, absolutely. But like I said,
this is no cheaper than the regular console. This is going to sell at full retail price.
Was it? I thought it was going for like $230.
Yeah, isn't that what the regular one's going for? The S?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was like $250.
I thought it was $230, $229. I thought it was. So, and it's the same size. I thought it would be a little thinner.
I think it would have been smaller. That's the one thing I was surprised about. I was like, really? You're not gonna, change the size?
I don't see this selling very well. I mean, does anybody want to say this sells well?
I wouldn't say well, but like a lot of things, sometimes you just have to be the first one to do it.
Sure.
And I do think this is Microsoft. I will commend them. I will commend them absolutely because, going into the generation, the whole original fiasco with, that was their singular vision. And thankfully they walked back on that. But I do believe there is a consumer audience that this will appeal to.
The Xbox One has all digital is $250.
That's what I mean. It's the same price. It's exactly the same price.
I thought it was $230. That's why.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we could talk about the pricing and whatnot, and you know what? I totally get those criticisms. I obviously wouldn't buy it myself, but I think you just need to be that first company to take that step into it, because as digital becomes more and more prominent, I mean, it's only a matter of time, and rather work those kinks out now than later, and stuff like that. And I think this just opens up the door to the next gen of consoles, where now this is a thing, this is an established thing. It's like, oh, cool, like I can get the discless version and maybe bigger hard drive for the same money. I don't know. Again, personally, not for me, but
No, I have to give credit to Microsoft because they are doing a lot of things to push the industry forward as far as like adaptive controller, discless system, which
Gamecast,
Gamepad. I think they are pushing things forward and not, just. I
mean,
resting on their laurels.
At this point, you got to wonder if Don Matrick was going like slow clapping because this was his original console that he wanted to release, and they finally got there after how many years now, by doing it a better way. And
again, it seems weird though that it's not smaller.
I don't understand
what
the
is
design.
The benefit if it's not cheaper, it's not smaller? Does it the?
That's why I just don't see it
less moving parts, so it won't break. Maybe more cooling.
It's still got the same hard drive. It's 1 terabyte.
No, I understand. I mean, still. I mean, just removing the disc, so like there's still less moving parts in there. I'm just saying.
You can't tell me that CD makes a lot of heat. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know. I'm just that's why I'm having a hard time figuring out who
this is marketed at.
Yeah, like what the benefit of this is, other than not having to worry about buying game discs.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to rent games from your library, Redbox. You're not going to be able to borrow games from your friends that have the physical edition. So it's like, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of things that seem like what is the benefit? Because I could understand if it was cheaper and if it was smaller, then I could see that makes more sense. Mm-hmm. It being the same size and it being the same price, I don't understand unless it came with like a year's worth of Game Pass or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the point of this at all. But so, all right. They announced their conference for E3 will be June 9th, Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
It's coming up quick.
So that's coming up fast. So that's really it for the Microsoft news. We have wait, what happened with the Nintendo? They had their Switch firmware came out, but they also did the Joker thing drop.
Literally just minutes before this podcast. They shadow dropped a video presentation on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Joker's landing as DLC tomorrow. With his own stage and 11 tracks from the Persona franchise. Ooh, what I just found out, which is really cool, it's not just Persona 5, but also Persona 3 and 4. Oh, wow. So that's pretty cool. It's also, they're going to have Mii costumes for the P3 and P4 protagonists. So not quite the same, but it's kind of cool that, you can do that. In addition to Morgana costume for the Mii and a Teddy costume for the Mii. And for some reason, Tails and Knuckles are also new costumes. In addition, there's going to be Stage Builder and a video editor to create and share stuff with. So pretty cool update.
What is the price for Joker?
Good question. I want to say it's like $8 individually, but $25 if you get the season pass or something like that.
And 25 is what, 4 characters?
5 characters.
5. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's like get one free essentially or something like that.
Yeah. All right. So what else we have here? I just changed tabs. We have Jedi Fallen Order. We had the Disney, the Star Wars celebration was this weekend, and we got a.
We didn't really talk about that last.
What's that?
We didn't talk about Star Wars Celebration in our movie cast at all.
No, we talked about the trailer, the teaser. I mean, that was the big thing. But so the Fallen Order got revealed a little bit. Just the trailer, really. No gameplay. The details of it came out. Vince, is it Zampella? The head of Respawn came out and said that there will be no microtransactions of any kind in this game. It is single player. He made that quite clear right off the bat. So obviously they're trying to rectify the Battlefront issues right off the start. And the thing I had with this, and this is going to sound crazy because I'm a big Star Wars fan, is I felt like I wasn't a big fan of this teaser.
I wasn't
this trailer. Oh, okay. I just feel like the character design looks terrible.
Well, because it reminds you of Jeremy. What's his name from Gotham? It looks just
Jerome. Yeah, a little bit.
Jerome. That was it, Jerome.
Yeah, but like it's not even that. Just he looks like it doesn't look good as a teaser trailer. This is what they want to show me as the game. Like off the bat, I'm like, I think it doesn't look good.
I thought it looked like any other Star Wars game I've ever played in my life. We're just like, okay, cool, and like
it almost feels like. Well, it does what I mean. It almost feels like one of those old-fashioned movie tie-in games. That's what I felt like from this trailer. It's hard to describe, but that's really what I felt like.
I mean, the thing is, I have 100% faith in Respawn.
Sure, absolutely.
99% chance, as long as like what we see between here and release isn't utter shit, like actual gameplay footage.
Yeah,
I'm most likely a day one purchase. But like that trailer did nothing for me. In fact, like I watched it, I was just like, really? Like that's the best the hype marketing department could do. Like it just. I mean, to begin with, and I don't mean to be SJW-ish or anything like that, but like the main character is so disappointing. Like, just like another generic-looking white dude. Like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, the fucking name of this franchise is Star Wars. Like, you have limitless opportunities to use any alien, established or new ones that you want to do, and it's like, no, let's go with the generic white human dude. Like, okay,
yeah.
Cool. Like
I don't know. Maybe they'll do something cool though. Like you said, I have faith in Respawn to do a great game.
Just after what they did with Titanfall 2's story mode, I definitely am more excited to see what they do with this game. And I think the trailer, while underwhelming, it definitely got me to like question a lot. Like, who's this person? What are they doing here? And like what is this guy's role? Like, I was very curious about where they're going to take this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more curious about what this is going to be than any other Star Wars game that's come out recently. So I'm just because we know who's making it, so that made me much more interested in it. And absolutely agree with you, Tony, with the character. It seems like you could have done something there, but instead you took the easy route. And I just I'm very opposed to like using actors' likeness because it's not there yet, and when you do it, it doesn't look that good, and especially with the actor. Like I've seen him in Gotham, and I don't like that character. And it's like I don't want to see a Gotham guy in my Star Wars game.
Oh, see, I didn't even know. I don't watch Gotham, but I think the character kind of looks a little goofy. I'm just like, all right, like
he plays the Joker character.
Yeah, he plays. Yeah, that's what he does look like him too. So,
and it's like I just wish they made like it's like voice acting. Sometimes you see like in an animated show or something, you see the character on screen, then you see the voice acting. Like that doesn't that just ruins my ruins it for me. You see the behind the scenes thing. So I wish the character was much more alien, and not necessarily alien, but just as in like I didn't want to see a real person in a real live person I've seen before. I wanted someone more. If we're gonna do generic white boy, like, make it different,
right? And that's the thing is like at least like make him interesting. Like he doesn't look interesting at all. There's nothing unique about him. Like,
but I am excited about the mechanic between him and that droid. So
I mean, like I said, the game could be great. I mean, I expect it to be really good because it's Respawn. They've done really well with things. I just am shocked that the teaser looks so generic to me. I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing like cool about it. Like, and
Yeah.
I hate to say that because, like, hey, I mean, I'm really against
really
CGI
nice.
trailers.
I thought the poster was good though.
Yeah, but it's just like CGI trailers do nothing for but even for like a CGI hype show, I'm just like, okay. Like I was like, are we gonna get the gameplay now? Nope. Like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I'll wait until
It
E3
comes out
then.
in 7 months, 6 months. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand the logic of not showing off at least some gameplay.
Some gameplay. I don't get that either. So May the 4th, maybe, or E3. I know E3, but like
they gotta
May the
do
4th.
E3. They'll show
All right.
something.
All right. Okay, let's get into our big news of the night, and that is the PS5. There was an article in Wired from Mark Cerny talking about the PS5, and we got some details from that. It will not be out this year, for those wondering. Not coming this year. 100% not going to be out, which is not surprising at this point. They're not going to be at E3. If you're going to launch a console in the second half this year, you would have had its reveal already. So it's going to be late 2020 at this point. So I will, first of all, make this prediction right now. Xbox beats them out of the gate without a doubt. I think Microsoft launches early. But I will say that this little bit of information we got from him is pretty cool about what's going to happen on the PlayStation 5. We've definitely got confirmation of backwards compatibility for PS4, which is good. So you're going to be able to play PS4 games. Your older library will not come over, though, like your PS3 or 2 or 1 games.
Well, I don't think it said one way or another about that stuff.
Okay,
right?
That's what I got from this. He mentioned specifically PS4, and I was like, okay, that means that we're not going to get.
I just think they're probably still working that out because it would have to be like emulated and stuff, and they're just probably focusing.
He was supposed to have come up with this great new emulation idea. That's what I thought he did for this.
And that could be a feature that they tout later on, but I think that they're building on the PS4 and like a computer, make it compatible. So.
I mean, this thing, big shock here. We've got AMD chip. Not really shocking here. We got Ryzen, the 3rd generation. Zen 2 architecture. Let's see. The biggest thing I got from this was about the ray tracing was the big thing they were talking about for him, which is the way light bounces off of objects.
Yeah, I don't understand how they're getting that. I mean, the top end NVIDIA video cards are just
really only in films right now, because it's just so like computing heavy.
Yeah, so
power.
Is it going to be a version of this? We don't know, but he mentioned this specifically, how cool this is going to be. Now, does he overpromise on this? Maybe.
Yeah.
Is this their cloud?
Well, the cloud is there.
Yeah, the cloud is there, but the thing is, ray tracing is a real thing. But I mean, by all estimations, everybody I've talked to, even like my hardcore gaming friends, are like, ray tracing, like, yeah, you're going to pay a lot of money right now.
It's like $10,000 if you want to get something to do ray tracing right now.
Right, and it's like the thing is, like, there's so few games that support it. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you're spending all this money to probably a handful of games that support that, and it's
muscle
like,
flex.
Yeah, and it's like the thing is, like, again, and I'll stand by this. Like, every generation is less and less of a graphical leap. Like, I'm not arguing it's better, but like for me, like it's getting to the point where like I'm good enough. It's good. Things are so good enough where it's like I want to see advancements in other areas besides graphical fidelity.
What do you think about his audio statement about better audio from this?
I'm not an audiophile either.
Okay, I mean,
I listen through my TV speakers or my headphones.
Me too, but he said like headphones were the way to do this now. He looks like the headphones are the preferred method for the PlayStation 5 if he's going to go forward for this, because of the way that they can throw audio.
Excited. It seemed like he was very excited that because he didn't get that audio jump from 3 to 4 that he wanted, and so now he's getting it for 5. And for people who are very into audio, I think that's going to be great. I'm like you, Tony. I don't necessarily care too much.
I don't have a setup for that either. So for me, it's visual for me. So possibly a new PlayStation VR eventually we will. But compatibility with the current VR.
I think it was extremely important that the PSVR was backwards compatible with
was compatible forward.
Because exactly. Because if they came out PS5, you got to buy a brand new PSVR. I think you would have had a lot
dead
of
VR, which is close anyways to dying. So
they're definitely. I mean, they're building this library. They don't want it just to like cut you off of it now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, so the PSVR thing, that, and then the biggest thing right here is on this news list is the hard drive, and they make that the biggest thing of this news article, and that is. And I've mentioned this. It's funny because today, literally, I'm having a conversation with my parents about upgrading their computer, and it's this old crappy AMD processor, like it's like almost a laptop processor in a desktop. It's just it's not fast. And I said, well, one way you can do this is by just throwing a solid state drive in your computer. You'll be amazed about how fast it actually boots and loads programs after this. And so I'm going to get them a new solid state drive. And then I read the article and I'm like, Jesus, this is exactly what Mark Cerny is saying. But I'm still shocked that this would be able to come with a solid state drive in it.
And again, that's the thing. It's like, and it's not just a standard SSD. The way he talks about it makes it sound like it's a super SSD because they're like
PCIe 4.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, they either have to have some proprietary technology doing with it, or they have to be partnering with a manufacturer to have a proprietary technology, or this thing is going to cost a shit ton.
The thing is you're looking at this. If you're looking at that ray, what is that ray lighting thing? Ray tracing and PCIe 4, which is just coming out. I mean, Jesus,
I don't see this. I don't see this coming under $499. I don't.
There's no way. There's no way with that. Not if it comes out next year. The technology-wise, unless they're going to take a massive loss when it launches. That's maybe.
I think they have to launch it $400.
Oh yeah, obviously, I agree with you, Corey. Then that's the price point you want. But do they make the same mistake of the PS3? Do they launch it like $599, $699?
No, I think I think they launch it $400, and if they and all the stuff he's talking about, they have to launch $400.
I think $399 is the ceiling for consumer acceptance. I just don't like.
We saw
maybe they're going to
Xbox One. I mean,
exactly. Maybe they're going to take the $100 loss on every.
I think they have to do that if they want to keep their lead as far as,
Yeah.
There's no way that. I mean, there's just no way that this one will launch at $399. This solid state system, and plus storage. I mean, storage wise, you're not going to have a lot of space with a solid state drive. But
he say it was going to be like a terabyte?
He did. There's just no way.
Even if I'm saying, I think that they're talking about it, they can. If he's saying it's going to be solid state terabyte PCI 4 whatever.
PCI. I mean, he didn't give the architecture for the bandwidth for it.
I still think they come out at $399 no matter what.
Magic.
I think they take a massive loss on the system. I
don't know, but it's amazing the load times. I mean, they're talking about specifically Spider-Man on the PS4 Pro loaded in 15 seconds. On the PS5, it loaded, and this is a PS4 game. It loaded in 0.8 seconds.
Yeah. Going fast travel.
Fast travel. I mean, he's right. That would be the best improvement for the next gen. He's absolutely right. But I don't think the technology is there this gen coming up.
Yeah, I mean,
the biggest thing for me is just like stable 60, or I want unlimited frames.
You'll get stable 60. I mean,
I'm so happy you guys finally came around to.
You guys, what are you talking about, Tony? You guys.
I'm just saying, you guys.
I've been on the 60 frame.
Okay.
I've never said I take graphics over frame rate.
Okay, I'm not remembering specifics. I just remember specifically.
I've always been like lock it at 30, or don't even bother. I don't care, but it's lock.
Well, in my defense, I always like lock frame rates too, whether that be 30 or 60. But I've learned that I will sacrifice.
Yeah, we've had this argument.
I will sacrifice 4K. I will sacrifice 4K for HDR and 60 frames. And I will gladly do that. But they're even talking about 8K in this. Is that I skipped over that? I think.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It's like what 4K is now. It's like it's going to be a thing in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Sony, the one thing that they are good at is they are like Microsoft future-proofing a lot of their aspects. So, just like with PlayStation 2 and the Blu-ray or DVD and PlayStation 3 and Blu-ray. That's what they do. 8K is definitely going to be the next thing. So, stay on top of that.
Yeah, I just don't see. I don't know. Money wise, Corey, you can't build this system at $399.
No, you can't build it through $399 right now. But they have to.
Even in a year, you can't build this at $399.
No, I mean they have to have deals and partnerships that are in place that they can subsidize something.
I feel like this is my side of the thing. Talking about this with Microsoft last generation, and they came out at $499.
Yeah, they also had a fucking stupid ass camera thing that nobody used.
They may have done that, but I still say I still don't think they come out of 3.9. There's no way.
No, there's
Not
no
this
way
one.
they can't. They have to.
There's no way that
They have
this
to. Otherwise that thing will fail.
solid state
I smell a
machine.
bet. I smell a bet coming on.
Yeah, I bet on this. There's
Okay,
no way
let's do it.
that I'll do it. There's no way that the solid state version of the PS5 solid state storage.
You honestly think there's going to be a hard disk version?
Yeah,
a platter drive version.
I believe there'll be an entry
I
level
don't
version.
think that either. I don't think you're going to see a non-solid state drive.
I think
Because
Sony
like
launches. I think Sony launches this next
You're going
gen.
to launch a system in 2020 with a hard disk drive in it.
I think you hybrid drive. You can launch with a hybrid easily.
Sure, maybe a hybrid, but there's no way there's not some solid state stuff going on.
I'm saying
I
a
can't see
solid
Sony
state.
doing it. They're all about that PlayStation user experience. They're not going to segregate the user base by saying
They're going to launch two machines.
Because, like you said,
That's what's going to happen.
You could have the same CPU, GPU, and you put a hard drive or you put a solid state drive, and the experience is going to be 100 times different.
This machine that he's
But
talking
you
about
cannot do that.
with solid state 1 terabyte will be like over $500.
I can see them doing a premium console.
That's what I'm trying to say. There will
but
be
I
an
don't
entry level
think-
console without this 1 terabyte solid state drive.
Yeah, I think that they I could see them doing like a 500 solid state. 400.
I almost would bet you on the 500. That's where I'm holding up. But I would almost bet we got to work this out. But there will be a bet. We'll work this out.
There's no way they come out with a console that's not $400. That's for sure.
No, I do, but I do believe they'll have two versions of their consoles. What I've been saying this whole time, they'll have the entry level console at $399, and then this thing.
No, I understand what you're saying, dude. I'm saying like this.
I think they launch this time with a Pro.
They definitely. There's no way, but I don't see them launching a console.
I think my theory is Microsoft launches with like 3 different consoles next gen. One is the high end, one is the mid, and one is the low, or digital. One is the entry level. You know,
sad one.
Yes, I feel like Microsoft launches with 3, which opens the door for Sony to launch with at least 2: the Pro at launch and the regular.
You've convinced me, Jim.
So that's my point. So, all right. What else? Is that it? I think that's it.
Is there any like other theories that you have?
No, that's my theory. That's really a big one for me.
Wants out of the PS5.
I'd like to be able to play PS1, 2, and 3 games directly on it.
I hate backwards compatibility.
I do, but it should be there. I'm sorry, it should be there. It's a feature that it should be there at this point in this day and age.
I mean, I love it. It's just like on the flip side today. Microsoft had another Xbox Direct, whatever the fuck they call it, and they're like, "Hey, Ninja Gaiden 2 suddenly Xbox One backwards compatible and Xbox One X enhanced with 4K or some bullshit." You know? So I think I still have my disc, so I might install that and see how that is. And it's just like cool, like game that I still own. Suddenly I can play again.
Yeah,
awesome.
For me, I think PlayStation 5, like it definitely. It has to be able to hit those frame rates, or give me the unlimited option. Like I think that is going to be important. You have to compete with computers and the PC gaming market. Like,
unfortunately,
they're merging so quickly.
I think we'll get the latter core. I don't think we'll ever get the former, because that was my biggest criticism of the PS3 and Xbox 360 eras. We had the power, but people, we had to make concessions because it was the first HD, and it's like people wanted to push graphics. Cool, I get it. PS4 and Xbox One, now we don't have to make those concessions. We can have the HD graphics and the 60 FPS, and people are like, no, we want to push the graphics even further. I'm just like,
yeah.
But I think now, especially with PC gaming, thankfully Mike's on this podcast, is just up everywhere worldwide. Just becoming more and more popular, as is gaming overall. They can build in those preset setting. I mean, you even have Switch games which are like, do you want pretty graphics or do you want the frame rates?
Right.
That. Fire Emblem Warriors did that, and I'm like,
I think there will be more. There will be more freedom in your choice.
Performance mode, or you have the
graphics mode.
Stability. Honestly, I mean, I played Tomb Raider in performance mode, not high graphics mode.
Yeah, exactly.
So all right. I think that's gonna wrap up 442. That's it, of the Gamecast. If you have any questions or comments, write us, podcast@allycangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, AllYouCanGeek. Like us on Facebook. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, please. We're bringing more content. We've got the Marvel stuff going on in the movie cast. We have, as we tease, we're going to have another spoiler cast. We're going to have another big conversation on easy mode in the future. So look for that. More topics coming up. We've been doing a lot of Marvel stuff, which won't wrap up next week, but the week after it'll start to wrap up.
Sorry, it's Avengers, April Avengers.
Yeah,
so.
Avengers, and then we have our spoiler cast, and then we'll be moving into some gaming stuff for E3. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy. See you guys next week.
Adios.